I have 3 more bags to open. That one's got a bunch of them in it. We're going to open the rest of Uncle Kern's rocks. Because I have been dying to go through this since Amy dropped them off. Ooh. I think I have geodes. Nope, that's not a geode, but it is really pretty. Oh, another... Nope, that's not. I'm not sure what that one is. What? The one I stabbed... Oh, this one! This is the one I keep trying to stab myself with. This huge-ass freaking cluster of quartz. Ah! And, of course, you know, high D bags. Oh, I'm sorry, Fuzzy Bites. He abandoned me. Alright, next. Alright, and this... Wow, yep, this one's heavy. Oh, and it has a note with it explaining what it is. I think it says galena. Oy. But it's got some shiny aspects to it. Now, something I'm going to do. I have this wonderful app on my phone. Okay, before I go any further, okay, come here, you. Alright. Y'all have to see this. Does that not look like an anatomically correct heart? Please tell me I'm not imagining things. And this one's another, it's just a rock. Shaped like the Enterprise. Let me look. That one's upside down. No, Uncle Kern's heart was much bigger. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? And then there's this one. This one's just really freaking pretty. Don't have to get it close enough to, because it's. Okay, so the story behind these rocks. Amy's and my great uncle, our grandfather's, I believe, younger brother, because I believe both grandparents were eldest children, was a geologist. And I remember the stories of how most boys in their day and age would come home with pockets full of leaves and snails and frogs and snakes and shit. Our uncle, he came home with his pockets full of rocks and stored them in this big old box under his bed. And I am pretty sure this is the continuation of those rocks. So this one's a really pretty, looks like a rose. It also kind of explains why when I went to my grandfather and said, I can't do the church anymore, he's like, yeah, go do you. He was planning on these coming to me. Now, see, I'm not sure what it is, but I do have an app on my phone that will identify crystals. So it's hefty, too. The ginormous chunk of rose quartz that is almost no longer pink, but that's okay. Showed that one when I opened it. This one's kind of cool looking. This one looked like the moon surface to me. This is gypsum. It's a desert. It's effectively just a desert rose. I'm looking for the one that looks like the Enterprise. Another, it's a rock moment. Not many of those here. Pretty sure this is another rose quartz. It's at least quartz. The fact that I know these stones is just awesome to me. Alright. Oh, this one is just so gorgeous. And it's azurite and malachite, which is why it's blue and green. Yes, dye will geek the fluff out over rocks. This one, though. Oh. Hello. What's up? Okay. Look at this. I mean, oh. Might help if I pull the mic in where it belongs. And now, this is heavy. I thought this was going to be, don't smack yourself in the face with it. Either hematite or possibly not graphite, but pyrite. I will make an appointment for us to go over to the Mormon church here in town and dig through their stuff. Go through their ancestry stuff. I thought so. That is so cool. See, the Enterprise here in the States is the USS Enterprise, and I want to say she's an aircraft carrier. I know people who have been stationed aboard her. All right, let's see. It's probably going to be in here. Watch, I just freaking deleted my stone identifier. I would not be surprised at all. Actually, I think I did. Hey, die is not smart sometimes. Let's see. There we go. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Oh, I do still have that one. Okay, good. Now we're going to have fun and start snapping some pictures. I will check into the chat here and there. Let's see, we're going to take a picture. I'm going to tell people what kind of rocks I've got. And I'm checking chat to see if anybody has anything interesting to say. That is not what this is. It is. I know what it is. I just for the life of me can't remember the damn name, and I'm wanting to scream. There we go. Obsidian. And then ginormous chunk of crystal. I have a bunch of this one. Doggo is Borky Bork Bork. Yep. I was correct. Aircraft carrier. Okay, so Uncle Paul is 5 days less than a year younger than her, and she used to refer to him as her twin. So I will look. Trying to figure out why Ups is here today. Great. All right. Play September 8th. That we got. Haven't ordered anything. Wow. Same. I'm looking forward to the holiday season, partly because, well, it starts the end of next month, and that is my absolute favorite holiday. Oh, it will be so much fun, John. And the 19th, yeah, that's an important date to me. That is the day I raised my hand and joined the Navy. Ah, that's what it is.
These were UPS.
The floof.
FedEx.
Just drop.
Drop anything.
Weird. Oh, yeah, it was UPS, not FedEx.
FedEx was just here and they
Yeah.
didn't actually drop it.
That's funny. Some losers, your friends. Oh no, I am so sorry, Andrea. Hey, Aspen. Yep. That would be shit. That would be the girls. And the girls, like my older brother and I, shared a birthday, which always just kind of fascinated me that this happens. That this happens in our family more than just my brother and I. Oh, that's right. Yes. I did know that. Amy and I are cousins. We share my mother's parents, her dad's parents. And it's kind of fun to do some of the genealogy and that. to see just how much like our ancestors we are. And yes, I did know that we have twins all over the place in the family, which is why it did not shock anyone when I discovered I was pregnant with twins. Did not have twins. We're not exactly sure what happened, but yes. So, Halloween is going to be interesting this year. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I do want to try and do a writ in the circle in the backyard, but I don't know. I know how that goes, Andrea. Had something similar happen with the man behind the curtain. His friend did the same. And I was there when he was told the first time. Right after. And then, but because he was on a medication that caused problems with his memory, a few months later, he commented that he really wanted to go down to Oregon and see said friend, and we had to tell him that we couldn't. And he asked why, and that's when we realized he didn't remember. So the first time we told him was bad enough. The second time just wrecked me because the first comment was, "You don't remember?" No. And we told him again, and it was so much worse the second time around because he didn't remember. This is a man who was used to having the memory of an elephant. Yeah. Where was I when 9/11 happened? I was sound asleep. I was a Navy wife. My ex-husband was on the one and only deployment he would go on while we were married. They were on their Tiger Cruise on the way back. So what a Tiger Cruise is, a ship will pull into Pearl Harbor on its way home from Westpac, and they pick up civilians, generally family and friends that are on the boat, of the sailors on the boat or Marines. And then they will Tiger Cruise from Honolulu to San Diego. And they had stopped at Pearl and were between Pearl Harbor and Seal Beach where they drop off munitions. Yup. And I was sound asleep that morning. Had just given birth to Nix. They were like 10 weeks old at most. And the phone rang at like 6:30 in the morning. And honest to God, I remember my first thought being, whoever the fuck it is calling me better have a goddamn good reason, because if they wake the baby, I'm killing somebody. So I answer the phone, and the woman who would become my kid's stepmother is like, "Turn the TV on. They bombed the Pentagon." And I'm like, "They what? Turn the TV on. What channel?" "Die. They bombed the Pentagon. It doesn't matter what channel." So I rolled over, had a TV in the bedroom at that point, turned on the TV, and watched the second tower go down, get hit and go down. I was terrified. I was terrified for the people of New York. I was terrified for myself and my now ex-husband because, yes, they had civilians on board, but they were on their way to Seal Beach and then San Diego. Either way, they could have simply just shoved the civilians off the ship, turned around, and gone right back out. I had given birth while he was deployed, so he had not met his second child yet. And yeah. Going to meet him on the pier. And I think the fact that it was right after 9/11 is part of why he and my son ended up on all of the news channels. Going down to the pier, I was not allowed to take a diaper bag. I was allowed to take my purse, and any supplies the baby needed had to fit into my purse. That was very weird. We were highly limited on what we could have on us. Everything had to be checked before we got down to the pier. And then it was a waiting game. It was great, though. I saw my ex coming down the pier. And I told my son, who was 3 years old at this point, I'm like, hey, go get daddy. And he's like, eh. Once he realized it was his father, he went running. Now, news cameras figured out when he started running what was happening. So the news camera followed him all the way down until he got to his father and headbutted him where it counted. Was not deliberate, I think. Not positive. Was not deliberate. But let me tell you, my ex-husband getting headbutted in the junk made it on the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, the 11 o'clock news, and the morning news the next day. And by the end of the weekend, it had made CNN because I have heard people up here in Seattle tell me they have seen that clip. So, yeah. The weirdest, most awful part of all of that was just how San Diego, mind you, San Diego, big freaking city, became a ghost town. Oh no, he's not embarrassed by it at all. I mean, he loves it. He's like, please, I want to see it. Because there are multiple reasons that man is an ex. Most of them involve Michael. I don't know what it would be named today. I haven't actually looked it up in a long ass time. I've noticed, John. So, and then the hardest part. That sounds interesting, Yurty. The hardest part, though, was the fact that post 9/11, yeah, our entire country has not changed. The next morning, all of the bases were essential personnel only, obviously. But there were still enough people having to report to base that the line for the gate for Naval Air Station North Island, which is on the opposite side of Coronado Island from the Coronado Bay Bridge, that line was backed up to the other side of the 1.5 mile long Coronado Bay Bridge. We had a country music station in San Diego that played the Star Spangled Banner. Sorry, band kid, we didn't always call it that. Played the Star Spangled Banner at like 7:30 every morning, which typically was fine because all of the active duty personnel were at work already. Yeah, they weren't that morning. So the Star Spangled Banner is playing. Cars are just sitting there. Star Speckled Banana. So these active duty personnel are sitting there in their cars on the bridge, knowing it's not going to move anytime soon. So they all put the car in park, pulled covers on, stepped out of the car, turned, faced the flag, and saluted. And it was wow. It was wild. And then from then on, anytime you went through the gate on base, it was a surreal experience. Because prior to that, if you had a base sticker on your car, you got waved through. Hi, I've stood gate guard. I know what that is. So after that, when I would be going to pick up one of my friends or my ex-husband or anything, anytime I needed to go onto base, thankfully the commissary and exchange were on a separate base thing, so we didn't have this, but as you drove through the gate and approached the gate guards, you had a very large caliber a weapon mounted on top of a Hummer aimed at your head. And if you made the wrong move, they would pull the trigger on that thing. So that was utterly terrifying for a while and unnerving. But after a while, it just became, okay, routine. And it just, being a military spouse during that time was surreal. I like that, John. That's kind of cool. No, that's kind of a bummer. I have only seen fireflies once in my life, and that was when my parents and I'm pretty sure it was both parents and I, were in Illinois visiting my grandfather, my dad's dad. And I remember chasing fireflies in his yard. And I'm pretty sure that was when I was 10, not the first time I met him when I was 7. Hey, Christina. But yeah, and I know 2 people who have birthdays on 9/11. My nephew and my parents' former boss gave birth to her daughter on that 9/11. Oh my God, that means... Oh God, she's in her 20s now. Wow. Sorry. I don't think about some of this stuff very often, and when it dawns on me, it's like, oh my God, they would be that old now, wouldn't they? I can imagine that, Aspen. I would be. Hell. You grew up here, and I'm from Oregon, so yeah. That's just so cool. Oh. Yeah, we don't have them out here, to my knowledge. Yep, John, I have heard a few people say that either an alarm clock didn't go off, they missed the bus, they missed the subway, or somebody forgot their wallet and had to turn around and go back in the house to grab their wallet, and that made them be for like 5 minutes late, at which point their lives were saved. And I'm just like, wow. There was a celebrity, and I don't remember who it was, who was supposed to be in the towers that day, but they ran late the night before and so didn't make it into town or something like that, and weren't at the meeting they were supposed to be at. So that essentially saved like 5 or 6 lives. And I don't like talking about the conspiracy theories or any of that shit. The man behind the curtain and I have a former friend who swears that it was an inside job because he was part of it. And I'm like, yeah, you haven't left the state of Washington. Thank you, John. You are the best. Oh, damn, I didn't know that, Irish. It does, Yurdi. Hey, Astrid. And yeah, what infuriates me, absolutely infuriates me, is they had intelligence that said something like that was going to happen. Seth MacFarlane did not create South Park. Seth MacFarlane is Family Guy, American Dad, and a couple of others. But I didn't know he was supposed to be on one of those. Oof. But our government knew it was going to happen. They actually, if I remember correctly, had the date for it as well. And they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. And hey, gaming. You're good, Irish. The fact that I knew, that I recognized Seth MacFarlane's name, it's kind of amusing. I don't watch a lot of TV. I really don't watch any of those. But the one show of his that I did watch was a parody of Star Trek. And I would catch it occasionally. I honestly can't remember if it's still on or not. Ooh. Raynaud's is evil. I have a friend who has it. We've thought that I had it a few times. I have really low blood pressure. Hey, Sushil. From India. All right, y'all. Okay, we're gonna play a quick short ad so you guys can hear about Witchy 101 coming up, and then we'll talk about Raynaud's. Yeah. Oh, if you've been in the Discord with us, you have probably seen this, but here's our teaser for Witchy 101. Sounds about right, Irish. Anjishnu, that is a very cool name. Hello, hello. Welcome one and all. I am here. Oh, I should not have spun my head that fast. So I am slightly sleep deprived. My pot is not happy, and I'm just losing my shiz. We are pretty much staying live until the end of podcast at this point, and just kind of chilling out, having fun. I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do with these. So, Reynolds, let me look it up. I believe it is a circulation condition. R-A-Y-N. Whoops. Raynaud's. A condition in which some areas of the body feel numb and cool in certain circumstances. In this condition, smaller arteries that supply blood to the skin constrict excessively in response to cold, limiting blood supply to the affected area. The fingers, toes, ears, and tip of the nose are commonly involved and feel numb and cool in response to cold temperatures or stress. It's often accompanied by changes in the color of the skin, usually blue. Sleep. Hey. Yeah. $18. Yeah. Yep. Well, Raynaud's is definitely reactive to stress. The friend I have with it, yeah, it definitely flares when they are stressed. Thankfully, I don't have it. Oi. I would be in a bit of pain there from a 4K 200 meter go up. Oi. Dude, was this all in one day or was it spread out over the week? Damn. I wish I had the energy to do one of those three things in one day. Also, oh my God, child. Also, my darling witchlings. What? Yep. So, just a heads up also. Uh-huh. Yay, Andrea! John, do I have to be in England for this? Because if I do, well, we got a problem. I got to get a new passport. And figure out how to, get over there. What? Oh, shit. Football. Oh, ow. So, I'm gonna venture to guess that football hit you where my son's head hit his dad or father. Hit his sperm donor. Yeah. That's awesome news, though, Andrea. Yeah. Any yurti. It doesn't matter what flavor incense you burn as long as it helps you to relax and just kind of zen out. One of my favorites when I'm doing it, I will burn dragon's blood because I absolutely love dragon's blood. Nag Champa is a very popular one for a lot of people. I also do a lot of rose or lavender because those two scents happen to be just my signature scents. Did I finally get the spots so I can actually see through the damn lenses? Maybe. Oh, that sucks. Ow. I feel that Anjishnu, my 11th grade year. I'm from Oregon here in the States. And one of the wonderful things that Oregon has besides the Oregon coast, there is a lava cave in Bend, Oregon, which was close enough for my class to take a field trip to. So I biffed it. and fractured my ankle and 4 bones in my right hand. Left ankle, 4 bones in my right hand. And yep, that was interesting. He did love listening to my mantras, and that he was a good cat. He was the bestest boy. All right. Basketball. Ooh. See, I was the band and choir geek in high school. So yeah, I was not athletically inclined in any way, shape, form, or fashion. To this day, about the only sport that I am interested in is my yoga. Oh, that's even more fun. I was doing the swing dance module in my PE class, and my poor partner, he went to spin me, and so I planted foot so that I could spin. My body went this way, my knee didn't move, so knee and lower, ooh, and I got about halfway to the spin and crashed. Oof. Oh no. I do not want to discuss that right now, Yurti. We are trying to stay out of it. We are trying very hard to not discuss politics in here until my Sunday night Bitchin' Witch, Saturday night Bitchin' Witch, just because I will. I made a boop boop. Andrea, I know. It's okay, Yurti, you're fine. I forgot to mention that we're not discussing politics in here right now. It's kind of, it tends to get rather agitating because I have some pretty strong opinions, and yeah, right at the nice. So yeah, we just try to just chill out. Yeah. Totally sounds like something I would do. They are here too, Irish. I understand that, John, being so stressed out that oh my god, I gotta have this blood test done. What is it gonna show? Am I really sick? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna be okay? Oh, okay, they're back in, and I'm gonna be fine. And then all the adrenaline that's been building up in your body for the last 6 weeks just kind of goes whoomp, and you crash. Yes. Yeah, we're all trying to stay away from the political stuff right now because there is so much BS going on. I have opinions, and I am debating if I am going to talk about some of that Saturday night. I think I might because, well, it's going to be a very much hot topic still. Mountain biking is awesome. That is true, honey. Mountain biking. Oh, Irish. Too bad you can't come over here. There is an amazing trail. Let's see. It starts up at the top of Snoqualmie Mountain, Snoqualmie Pass. And there's this like 1.5 mile long tunnel that you ride through, and then you just kind of cruise down the mountain, and if you follow the correct trail, because there's a few places where it branches off, if you follow the right trail, you come out at the end of my street, which is awesome. The man behind the curtain, and I believe all 3 of my kids, the man behind the curtain's little brother, my little brother, and I think that's it, have ridden that at least 2 or 3 times. Oh my lord, I would strangle the mother. And Jishna, I don't do push-ups. I have damaged my body so much with the military that it just does not work well. Which, let me tell you, makes chaturanga rather entertaining. Oh my God, speaking of that, Mary Trump thinks she knows where her uncle's issues stem from. So he was a young child and he was tormenting. Oh no, this is but isn't politics. This is a family story that's kind of amusing. He was tormenting his younger brother who was like toddler-ish. And his older brother, who was Mary's father, just got so fed up with him that he grabbed the side dish that their mother had just put on the dining room table, happened to be a big bowl of mashed, walks over to his brother, dumps it over his head and says, "Now maybe you'll shut up." And everybody started laughing. And ever since that day, he has had this thing about being humiliated in public. Her aunt told this story at the White House in the residential dining room during a family gathering. It was great. And she said her uncle just sat there pouting the entire time. Whoosh! That wasn't supposed to happen. He took hers. Oh, there's no tookers in here. Sri Lankan tea made from chamomile. Ooh, hey, Nurali. That's a pretty name. Oh, he does. Well, no, the problem was he was the center of attention that time. But his sister was talking about his most embarrassing moment ever. Actually, we have a chamomile tea is a common thing over here. And yes, I have had it. I have to be very careful how often I drink it, though, because apparently one of the triggers for my hay fever is chamomile. So I'll be happily sitting there sipping on a cup of chamomile tea and all of a sudden just start sneezing my head off. I have spewed chamomile tea all over my computer monitors, my phones, and all sorts of shit for so many years because it did not register. Did not register that if the pollen of the flowers triggers, allergy symptoms, if I drink it, it's also going to. I have fibromyalgia. I have arthritis, and a few other conditions that were, if not caused by, very much exacerbated by my time in the military. So, yes, joint pain is not my friend. Oh, no, it's not bad that you're now hooked on it, because chamomile is very soothing, and so it's rather nice. Here's something really amusing, though. Apparently, if I use chamomile essential oil, it doesn't make me sneeze. And I use an oil diffuser, which is sitting over there somewhere. Exactly. It's not bad. It's just bad for me. But if I use the oil diffuser and put chamomile in it, I'm fine. And as much as I absolutely love lavender, I cannot use lavender essential oil because lavender essential oil is toxic to doggos and kiki cats. And I have 3 doggos and a furry overlord in a cat's body. So, yeah. Makes me sad. But I use the lavender in other ways so that it doesn't either trigger the husband, the spawn, or the animals. You're good, Mimi. I'm glad to see that you're talking to him, though. Oh, let's see. I had something else I was going to say, and I can't remember what now. My joints help ease my joints pain. Yes. Yes. Oh, my God. Very much so. We have a former friend who had lavender growing right underneath her front window, and she hated it. It's a PTSD trigger for her. So she would cut it and send it home with us when we would leave. And it took us forever to figure out why he would spend the entire trip home sneezing and just snot running and coughing and wheezing and needing an inhaler by the time we got home. Once we figured out it was the lavender causing the problem, that made life so much easier. I really don't feel like I need to discuss my medical conditions on my stream. Go sleep, Irish. I will talk about my stuff, but I don't like being asked questions. It's one thing if I volunteer the information, it's one thing. Have a good one, Irish. Go get some sleep, and God help us if I see you in here again today, I'm going to scream at you. I will mom you. Yeah, we're fighting with that ourselves, Mimi. The man behind the curtain is needing it. There is a part of me that wants to get my passport back. At this point, I would be better off just freaking getting a new passport because my old passport is 28 years old. Yep, typically what we do. The lavender we didn't though because lavender it's a completely different animal for us. I used it in my spell work. Which, by the way, I am going to be doing a Spellwork 101, and I'm going to hopefully, I want to do a Tarot or a Divination 101. Under the current administration, no, you don't. You do not. Yeah. Yes. No, but I do know that. Okay. So, Munchkin was a Navy brat growing up. Munchkin now works for a company that does environmental cleanup, toxic spills and shiz. And, well, one of their jobs recently was over on the base that my older brother was stationed at, the other side of the Sound. And everybody had to get ID to, access base. And, they pull the child up. And, because I think they gave their dead name because reasons. I know it sucks, but they get there and apparently they gave their dead name or something because they said, hey, I had a dependence ID card for a while, and the person they were working with brought it up and went, you've changed just a little bit since you had your last ID card, huh? Considering it was 15, 16 years ago, yeah. They're like, so, do you want to reuse that old picture? I think so, yeah. No. Your driver's license, current license. Current license you got right after the kids and I moved in. So it was 12. Yep, so like 12-ish. Yeah, see, I can kind of understand. I can kind of understand why it's a thing. Because yes, it does kind of make things easier, but it's a pain in the ass for those of us who have to. Do the states have institutions helping uplift people's spiritual well-being, or qualified people do their own? A little bit of both. Because we have freedom of religion here. Many religious leaders say that they uplift people's spiritual well-being. Equally as many do not. But honestly, most of them are just gimme money. I grew up in a church that I didn't think twice about the offering plate being passed around, you know. But there are also people like me who are certified life coaches who focus on the more spiritual aspect of it, which that is one of my favorite parts of it. Excuse me, is being able to help people either find their true spiritual path or help them realign with their spiritual path, because it's fun for me. Oh, yeah, I gotta scooch. Yeah, I want to fly, but I don't want to fly. Just saying. So, yes, the Patreon. Hello, thank you, my love. Speaking of my being a life coach, I am, for those of you who already belong to the Patreon, I am going to be revamping all of the tiers here in probably this weekend to get everything set up for the beginning of October when everything is going to renew. So please be on the lookout for that. In the pinned comment, you can find my link tree. In that link tree, you will find a link to the Discord server. Please come join us on Discord. I will be releasing Witchy 101 and some of the other stuff that I'm doing on Discord, as well as other venues where it will be priced, where it will cost something. Have not figured out exactly how much yet. We're getting there. Then let me see, what else are we doing? What else? I am still going to be doing yoga and guided meditations in the wild. Most of the guided meditations, however, are going to now be done via Zoom because it's getting too freaking cold out there to do that shit. If you want to find all of that, check out the website, yogawithdylin.com/book. That is where you can book one of those things with me. Let's see, what else are we doing? I am so free. The mailing list is the other link I just added to the link tree. Please, 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 my witchlings, sign up for my mailing list. Right at the moment, you only get 3 emails a week. You get the Sunday/Monday. Hey, this is the theme of the week. This is what we're going to be doing this week. Then on Thursday, you get a hi. Remember, a podcast is tonight. Friday, you get a hi reminder. We're doing Friday night guided meditation tonight. I have not set up emails for Bitchin Witch or Sunday Coffee and Cues, but I might be. But I try very hard not to spam you guys because I know how annoyed I am when I get 50 million emails. Thank you, darling. You are the absolute best. Let's see, what else are we doing? Check out the Patreon because... Uh-oh. Oh, stand-up. Oh, stand-up comedy is awesome. I do not know who Mr. Max is, though. Oh. Okay, sorry. Technical difficulties with some shit. Because, see, we have a problem. I am supposed to, you know, take care of take care of yoga with Dylin and all of that stuff. I am not generally supposed to futz around with the Die the Yoga Witch stuff. That is the man behind the curtains territory. And I logged into Die the Yoga Witch last night to add that link. And I think I messed something up. Oops. Because this is what usually happens when I get into the stuff that I'm not supposed to mess with. There we go. All right. Okay. Yes, I did. I didn't mess with the colors. It's the thing. I didn't touch anything but the... Yep. I am the face. He's the tech guru. But yeah, oopsie. See, and I know that this is what happens when I do shit that I'm not supposed to. But then the lack of impulse control takes over, and I do this shit that I know I'm not supposed to, and this is what happens. You would think I would learn. You would think I would learn eventually. Nope. Yep. Amy got to be the woman behind the man behind the curtain. Yup. Yeah, you were sitting in the cat's chair. Either whether you were in here or out there, you were sitting in the cat's chair. See, the furry overlord, we all know, everyone in this house knows who actually runs the house. It would be the almost 10-year-old Void who weighs 20 pounds. And, you know, he is the benevolent furry overlord for a reason. Yes. Hi, cat. Speaking of cats. Yup. All right. Oh, Aspen. You missed the first part of it. So, Amy, Amethyst Mural, that is my cousin Amy, the one that I've been talking about a lot. And she brought over a shoebox full of crystals from our great uncle. And I check out this cluster. I mean, it's so freaking cool. And this chunk of rose quartz. Anyway. Oh no, dear. I have mentioned you to certain friends and adopted family, chosen family. Aspen is one of them. I don't know because unfortunately, I don't have kids that young anymore. I could ask the Spawn because he does do some stuff with teenagers, but I have no freaking clue. Yes. Yeah, Gen Z. Gen Z has kids now. I think you mean Gen Alpha, who is Gen X version 2.0. Alpha scares me. I know what I was like as a kid, and these kids are my generation on steroids. They have power tools. They have access to the internet, so they have all of that knowledge at their fingertips. Hell yeah! Aspen, we're not going to go there. It's all good, Yurty. Aspen, if I had room for the hams and wavy, it would happen. Just saying. Oh, that is cool, John. Mimi, be careful watching 9/11 stuff all day, because you're going to get sucked into that depressing rabbit hole, and it's hard. You got a point, too. Yeah. And, dude. There's a reason the man behind the curtain is not futzing with his deck today, and I have a couple of decks that do the same thing to me, including these bitches. The unicorns? Oh, if I am not... Yes. If I am not, you know, doing what I should be or whatever, they will tell me. There is a sergeant laying on my foot. That's why it's so warm. Welcome to the autistic ADHD version of this. And yep, the deck's job is to kick your ass and tell you shit you don't want to hear, generally in the bluntest way possible. I love it. You get the tism, man. You get the tism, man. You get the tism. We all have the tism. Yeah. Welcome to my family. Because we are all interesting here. Oh. That works. Coffee. No mas café. So, you know, I said I wasn't going to cleanse the stones that I got from him. There was a chunk of selenite in there, so they have already been cleansed in my mind, because the notation says gypsum, but just grabbing my own. This is gypsum. This is gypsum. Where's my desert rose? I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. This is gypsum. So, gypsum is selenite. What? Uh-oh. What did we do? Yeah, no. That wasn't. No, you cannot eat gypsum. But yes. Oh, dude, yes. This is quartz. Plain quartz. We have the ginormous chunk of rose quartz. Here's a nice quartz point. What is this one? Ow, that one's also quartz. I pinched my finger on this giant thing. Look at that hunk of quartz. Although the very first one I pulled out, though, was this absolutely beautiful chunk of black tourmaline. But this stuff, I gotta find out what this stuff is. I have more of it in my collection, and for the life of me, I can never remember. Oh, haha. We got that I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think this is my all-time favorite one. This is my favorite of the ones that were in there, because it's I don't have words to explain why I love it. I just do. But there's a little bit of pink still in this one. But this is what happens when rose quartz, I'm willing to bet it sat out in the light. And let's see. But is this the one I want? Yes. This is gorgeous. Okay, we'll see you soon, cat. This is absolutely gorgeous. It is azurite and malachite, which is why it's blue and green. Oh, pink is very good, Aspen. I mean, come on. I think any kind of light can, because this hasn't sat in light or in sunlight, but it is. I went to Naples in March of 97, and I picked this up while I was on that trip. So it's a 30-year-old stone, and that is probably part of why it is kind of funky. Oh, I have some copper as well. Where did it go? This, I think. Nope. Nope, that's manganese, which is kind of cool looking as well. There's some there's the copper. Nice. So, this is copper. Man, now I wish I still had some of my nickel from Hannah. Hannah Nickel Mine in Oregon. Aren't they? But this is really pretty too. Not sure what this one is. It will be getting a picture taken of it. To do fluorite. Check out the fluorite with a little bit of purple in the bottom of it. Uh-oh. No crowns. No. Well, we don't want kings, so. And then this is kind of cool looking. And then a couple of I'm pretty sure these are also going to be just quartz, but just rocks. I have so many rocks like these in my freaking yard. It's hilarious. All right, so and there's the obsidian. That's obsidian, right? Yes. Snow. Yep. Nope. Anyway. All right. Zoomy, zoom, zoom, zoom. Ta. Boom, boom. What about Cassadoodle? Yes, I actually was planning on sending some of them to her. So Aspen and I have a mutual friend. Okay, Cass is much more than a friend to Aspen. But Cass is a friend of ours who is also a geologist. And yes, I had been planning on sending pictures to Cass. Anything in hopes to cheer her up right now, right? For those of you who have been here previously, Cass is Aspen's queer platonic partner. I mean, they are so much more than just best friends. And Cass was Theo's mom, the little guy we lost on Orange Cat Day. That was the part that pissed me off. It was freaking Ginger Cat Appreciation Day. And he was such a good cat. Well, such a adorable cat. Can't say good. But we loved him. Yep. He was a very sassy boy. Her tiny, angry orange son. And then, ha ha. Oh, let's see. What else have I got? I mean, just. Cass might be able to help me identify some of them, too. Oh, God, yes. But he was so adorable. I need to add him to. I have Sir Owen on my mirror. I have all of those pictures that I printed up. I cannot find them. But I realized as I did it that I forgot, I think, Theo in those pictures, but I don't remember which one. But I know there was Shadow and Ghost and Kitsy and a couple of others, but I forgot, like, either Shadow or Theo. I can't remember now. And I felt so stupid. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I apologize. I will give you the backstory. My monitor sits here in front of me, and I have a light here and a light here that are attached to what is the mirror and shelving unit from a sideboard. On the mirror, or an old buffet. On the mirror, I have various pictures. On the left, the one I can see directly over my monitor is the Spawn's graduation. Then my grandmother. Then I have a $2 bill. A Dutch Brothers bumper sticker that says caffeine is not a crime. A picture of all 3 of my kids when the Spawn was a newborn. The oldest child, his passport picture. My nephew from The Man Behind the Curtain's sister and his sister, my niece. One of my senior pictures. And then there is my cat and then Cass's old cat. And I'm going to take a picture. I need to rearrange because one of the things I want to do with it is make my Guardian Hall of Fame. So I have all of my kitty friends watching over me here. I love it. Can I speak on peptides? Let me refresh my memory. I don't think so. Because I am no longer in the beauty industry. They are short chains of amino acids. Yeah. But for blah, blah, blah. Yep. Nope. We don't talk about peptides. We don't talk. Anyway. That's hilarious. All right. I don't do. Nope, we're not going to. Can cats find truffles? Pigs are capable of finding them as far as you know. I don't know. Can they? Probably will they. Yeah, only if they want to. Pretty much. Yes, you are not the only one who thinks of Garfield when you think of a ginger cat. Starbucks pumpkin spice. See, I can't do Starbucks coffee, which kind of bums me out because the eldest cousin used to work at Starbucks HQ, but their coffee always tastes burnt. And I have learned that there is a reason for that. They deliberately over roast their coffee to give it their signature flavor. I don't understand how anybody can drink that shit because it's vile. Oh, poor Aspen. I am so sorry. Is it one of your spoony issues or is it just you haven't done it? Nope, we are not talking about him either. No. No. That would be very bad. I don't do palms yet. I'm still learning palms. Oh, yeah. I should have remembered that. Fucking Mormons, man. Sorry. I have a number of friends who are Mormon, and generally they're the first ones to laugh when I say that shit. Fucking Mormons, man. Hi. What? Oh! Coffee is lifeblood. See, I need to give Amy the white coffee that tastes so much better. Because my white coffee is just... It's so good. It's not the religion so much. Well, actually, it kind of is. They're so... not secular. That's not secluded type thing. Trying to avoid that word because a lot of people object to it, even though it's true. But for me, in my opinion, mind you, this is my opinion. The Mormons and the Roman Catholics are two different denominations that I could, yes, there we go, Amy, are two different denominations that I could never go for because, they control far too many aspects of your life. I mean, the Roman Catholics in there, you don't use birth control and abortion is bad, even if it's to save the mother's life, blah, blah, blah. And then, the Mormons, the Mormons controlling what food you can eat, how you can dress, right on down to the magic underwear. And just all of that, and I'm just, I can't do it. It sounds like a plan, Mimi, but I understand that it's a way of life, and I understand that some people like their religion dictating every aspect of their lives. Yeah, the soaking too. But I grew up in the Episcopal Church. The Episcopal Church is one of the most... The Episcopal Church is one of the most open, accepting, and progressive denominations there is out there. And so when I am confronted with these denominations that just take over your life, I don't understand it, and it's constricting. It's just no. I have a mind of my own. I have my thoughts and opinions and anything, body, whatever that tries to tell me, no, I'm not allowed to have these thoughts, these opinions, or that, sure, you can have all of that, but you just have to keep your mouth shut about it. No. I mean, my ex-sister-in-law is bi. And, for some who the fuck knows reason, she decided to join the Roman Catholic Church. And her brother is like, how are you doing that when you know, you have this about you? And she's like, oh, it's not that they don't mind people being homosexual. They just have to remain celibate. You what? You're the shit, Andrea. Sorry. John should have said that one. But no, I don't think that Plato and Aristotle were absolutely correct. Is it possible to have true love? Is it possible to have true love between same-sex individuals? Yes, I have seen it. But is it the only true love? No. And yes, she would, Aspen. I'm not gonna go there. You know my opinion of her. But I do find it hilarious that she blames your dad. Because, of course, she would. Yes, exactly. Implying women are less than men in any shape, form, or fashion is FUBAR. And it infuriates me. Because it goes along with the you don't deserve to have thoughts, opinions, and actions of your own. Which is, nope, we're not going to go there right now, Di. You're going to keep your mouth shut on that. We are not going to go into politics. I love you, Andrea. God, I'm so glad you guys are learning my sense of humor, as warped and perverted as it can be. Life is good. Why is that sitting there? You're going to get turned off for a bit, dude. But check out this chunk of obsidian. I'm just... It looks like smoky glass, but I know it's obsidian. Don't mind me. Holy cheese. Okay. Hey, elf. Possibly. Aspen's the other one down in Missouri. Every time I pick this up, I am stunned by how freaking heavy it is. Ooh, Angela is saying Elizabeth Warren is correct. Not that I'm surprised, but what is Elizabeth Warren saying this time? Yep. Obsidian is volcanic glass. Oops, didn't grab that. But I didn't. Yep. Boom. Yeah. And I'm so happy about that. Because with you, that's true. And once we have vehicles back in working order and all of that happy horse manure, I'll be able to come visit with you at your house and actually get to see the eldest of us. I know, Aspen. Yay! Aspen's number 3 now. Hooray! Say, Mimi. I am so frustrated with some of the shit that's going on that if I get started, I am not going to shut up about it. And that's not what today is about. Oopsie. Can you clear off the notification for Angela for me, my love? I'm sitting here playing with the rocks because they're so cool. And they have Uncle Kern's energy in them still. It was annoying me. There we go. Oh shit, I have been auto-zoomed, huh? That could work. Well. We will. All right. Oh, God, look at this one. It's got fucking... Looks like it's got some copper or some shit in it. It's just got a bunch of shit. Honestly... I know. I honestly wish that I had gotten to know my great uncle a little bit better because these would have been so much fun to gush over with him once I stepped onto the path I am on. Unfortunately, let's see, when did I go to my first witch's night out? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Uncle Kern was a green witch and just didn't know it, and that's why he had a thing for rocks. Because yeah. That comes with practice, John. Yep. Yeah, I still don't have the confidence when I'm reading others. But yeah. Yeah, Aspen. I'm having fun with the fact that we're just kind of sitting here chilling out while I'm playing with the new rocks. Yeah, the man behind the curtain points out, I have no faith in my readings of other people until, later I find out that they came true. Foot Christmas. What is in French, darling? I don't want to address it until I know what's being said. More gypsum. I know. I don't think you ever met Uncle Kern because the last time I saw Kern... Okay. The last time I saw Kern and Barbara was the Yachats trip for the girl's birthday. Frogger. Before I went into the Navy because Bodil was a toddler. Yes, I love agates. Agates are fun. Yeah. Thank you, Amy. But yeah, I think the last time I saw Kern, your mom would have been pregnant with you. Because that's about the time frame. I actually have a picture from that weekend on my mirror behind the monitor, too. It just maybe might magnetically attract you. Yep, I know that feeling. Did I see the I have no idea. No, I haven't seen that. I will look at that shortly. Actually, why the hell not? Welcome to my life. This is what Di does on a regular basis. I am so easily distracted. It's forking hilarious. Doink. Wow. I vaguely remember what your mom looked like. That's kind of interesting. Oh, God. So, yeah, I know, Aspen. I've talked to your mom about that. I honestly would not be surprised if somewhere like 10 generations back, we're related. I think you are correct. No, maybe on grandfather's side. Anamod Kern, you're correct. That's where Kern comes from. And that would be the generation where we would potentially be able to start tracing if we're related to Aspen. I love it. ADHD's a bitch, y'all. I spaced the fact that Aspen's mother's maiden name is Kern because it's on her Facebook, and I talk to Aspen enough on Facebook that I see comments from their mom. Sorry. That is true. There is a large percentage of this country that can all trace their lineage back to the Mayflower. I am not one of them, unfortunately. I do, however, get to trace my family. I can trace my family, I believe, on the maternal side back to John and John Quincy Adams. There is also a connection, I believe we have now found out by adoption, that we are related to Stonewall Jackson. That was kind of cool to learn. And then I figured out rather quickly that it wasn't really something to be proud of, being descended from a Confederate. Oh my God, you're so right. So the man behind the curtain just pointed something out. We know that the Mormons are genealogy nerds. Actually, earlier in this last stream, I commented to Amy that the next time we hang out, I'll make an appointment for us over at the temple here in town to use their genealogy stuff. But the man behind the curtain just came up with the Mormons are the Bene Gesserit. They hold the DNA database. Too old for what, Muhammad? Sitting here chit-chatting with people and giggling over the fact that my great uncle, I inherited a bunch of rocks from my great uncle, or that I'm too old to be live? I don't know, yeah, tell me what you think I'm too old for. Hello, Jahari. They do, though. And the fact that he put it together is hilarious. Give me a second. I gotta grab a drink. I have a trash bag full of the... This is what all of Uncle Kern's rocks were in. It's great. Oh, and that's not even all of it. There we go. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Yes, I have that on my phone, so... Life is good sometimes. Boo, 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 boo. Both. I have... So I know we have Scottish ancestry on my mom's side and my dad's side. Because I am... I want to say it's Buchanan on mom's side. Cunningham on my father's side. It's not the Barrington. No, the Barringtons are not the Oh wait, that was 8-7, and I was at the fair at 8-9, because it was the day before. Buchanan Tartan, yep. Cause see, I know what family it is, because we have a very distinct tartan. So that's mom's side, we're Buchanans. Dad's side, I'm Cunningham's. And then in the Irish, Scheisenhosen. I cannot remember the Irish clans. But I do know that we are also Barringtons. And there is Barrington Hall, I believe, in England. And it is the Barrington clan that ties me to the Knight brothers of the New Kids on the Block. Well, Amy and I to the Knight brothers of the New Kids on the Block. That was really fun to learn. Y'all get to deal with me opening my packages too, because I want to put shit away, because having my office in the chaos it currently is tripping with my mental health right now. What did I do this time? Kinda German. Yes, I saw that. That was me bumping the camera with the scissors. I am kinda German. We are actually Prussian. Prussian. Prussia was in what is now modern day Germany. And the last name of the Prussian side of the family is Steinmates. Which, amusing story, when I was in boot camp, there was a young man in my brother division whose last name was Steinmates, but his was spelled the German way, whereas mine is the anglicized way. But this boy was a freaking dead ringer for my grandmother's uncle. And I'm just, wow. And I told him one of the times that we actually were able to interact, I'm like, I have to introduce you to my parents when they get here. You look just like my grandmother's uncle. And we're also Steinmates. That's cool to know, Amy. And he's like, that's kind of cool. And so Pass and Review gets there. My parents are there. And I drag my incubator over to meet this kid. I say kid like I wasn't also a kid. But I drag my mother over to meet this kid. And I'm like, Ma, you got to meet Steinmates. And she takes one look at him and she's like, holy shit, I thought you were lying. Or not lying, but I thought you were exaggerating. And I'm like, no, him's his dead ringer for Unky. That's what we called great uncle. But yeah, that was just so freaking trippy. And the Prussian side of the family is where the reproductive issues stem from. Most of the rest of the women in the family have PCOS. I was blessed with the endometriosis. So, yeah. Yay, I got my freaking foundation. Hopefully it's the right color. Dot, 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 dot. Hey, hey. Dang. Hey, that's pretty cool. Doink. All right. And the furry overlord has decided to join me. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. So, speaking of, that is true, Amy. You are going to very much avoid that. Lucky bitch. Precious Russian. That's hilarious. I need to do more research into our history. But I was going somewhere. What was I gonna say? Oh, Annie. There is this YouTuber. She goes by the name Grumpy Old Crone. And I need to show her to Amy, because watching this woman talk, her facial expressions, some of the ways her ways of choosing words, her inflection, and just the way she talks and the expressions that cross her face, and some of the micro expressions that people miss out on, right? Just looking at her, I have not seen these things on other women that I was not blood related to, if that makes any fucking sense right now. Yay, good going, John. But yeah, we have got to be related to this woman, and it's just turns the phrase. That was the phrase I was looking for. See? Thank you, Aspen. I love you. But it's just, God. And honestly, dude, you came in during one of the times that I'm just sitting here chit-chatting with everybody. We're not doing anything particularly important right now or topical, because this is my time to just sit here and bitch. Bullshit with my people. I hate it when my brain glitches like that. I have finally figured out part of the reason I'm glitchy. It's when some of the others here are trying to come out and say their piece, and so they'll just kind of and try to shove their way through as I'm trying to say something. Rude. It's annoying. It's very annoying. How is it already almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Seriously. Yeah, she came out with the bear. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, bring out her puppy. Yeah. He's a cute pupper. He's a baby. I love that puppy. He's such a good puppy. Ah. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I missed a message from my cat this afternoon before we went live. Damn. Cat and her dad lost a doctor that, a professional they were supposed to meet up with. Have a good one, Yurdy. Go get some rest. And we will be here again tomorrow. And, well, later tonight, but you go rest. I am such a mom. Thank you for the subscription. You are awesome. Honestly, anything that's going on the 19th, I'm going to say, yeah, go ahead and do that one. You need to eat, Aspen. Oh, yeah, it would. Oh, my God, that's hilarious. So, we have the auto mod turned on, so certain comments get held for review. And we're willing to bet. Yep, we're thinking it hid nuke something. Yes, go eat. Make sure the hams eat. Make sure Wavy gets food. Yup. Nuke a bitch. Thank you, Yurdy. I believe that was a compliment. Yup. Nuke it. I hear you, John. That's exactly how I felt before both of the events I have done with the Pacific Northwest Witches Market. I have been the biggest ball of nerves up until I get sat down at the table and read my first client, and then it just kind of starts flowing again. The thing that sucks is we are expected to do our readings without the booklet or anything. And even though I have been reading for 30 years, I still need to refer to the book because Hi, Neurospicy doesn't always retain information the way I want it to. And when it does retain the information, then it goes on to random access memory with extra emphasis on the random aspect. So, how many of us have seen Inside Out? You know the parts of that movie where the freaking jingle for the bubble gum or the gum thing just randomly popped up because one of the people that lived in the memory bank decided to, send it up to the forefront of the mind. That is exactly what happens here. And now my brain is singing Zestfully Clean, the old jingle for Zest soap. Yes. Yeah. It's really bizarre, but that's accurate. Oh. Okay, guys, turn off that particular tab of music or I'm going to turn something else on. Because I can't do this. Thank you. Got to talk to the DJ in the brain, right? Yep. Yes. We try to be positive. I do not like toxic positivity. Because I just lost what I was saying because you were talking. What was I saying? Oh, I despise toxic positivity because I do acknowledge, there is some shitty stuff going on out there. I have lived through so much freaking trauma in my life. It's ridiculous. So I know that there is bad shit out there, but I also recognize that one of the easiest ways to get through it is to put a positive spin on it. Like today's self-compassion card said, instead of going, oh my God, I don't want to deal with this traffic anymore, flip it to, hey, cool, I'm stuck in traffic, so that means I get to listen to my favorite music, my podcast or audiobook. I get to actually enjoy something for a few minutes, right? Right, good. Hello, Alex Zamora. Yes, I remember that name. Yes, oftentimes you do have to just white knuckle it, but there are times where if you can flip the script on yourself and instead of going, oh my God, I'm stuck in traffic, go, hey, at least if I have to be stuck, I can entertain myself while I'm at it. What kind of transformer are you referring to, Pasha? That is awesome news, Alex. I had a feeling that would be how it went. That was Scooby. That was not me. Huh. Speaking of me enlisting in the Navy, there's grandfather swearing me in. I'm a VW bug. Autobots, roll out. Is today your birthday, honey? Yeah, we did the birthdays, but I have itchies. Do. Oh my good gods. There is a commercial out. It is a commercial for the General Insurance. And it's okay, there we go. So it has Shaq talking to the general, and the general's telling him, all of the benefits of signing up with the General Insurance. It'll cover your car, it'll cover this, it'll cover that. And Shaq goes, will it cover my car when it's acting out? You mean acting up? Or yeah, acting up. And the general goes, well, yeah. And then you hear the sound, and mind you, they're standing next to a classic Camaro. Yellow Camaro. Thank you. 76. I knew he knew what year it was. And as the general goes, well, yeah, of course it will. And the next thing you know, you hear the sound of a car transforming, and it's B going, oh, and just overacting and shit. It was hilarious. I would love to if it were the beginning of my stream, Alex. When is your birthday? And I will make sure that you get added to the list. I have a master list of birthdays. Somebody was surprised. Oh, yeah. a couple of my bonus kids. I realized that the spare one, I hate describing her that way, but the one that I don't see as often, I remembered that her birthday was coming up. And so I texted the man behind the mirror, or behind the curtain, man behind the curtain, and said, hey, can you check and make sure kid A is on the birthday list, and can you add kid B to the birthday list on this day? And he did, and they're like, master or birthday list? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have a master list of all of the family and adopted family and friends' birthdays, so that during my live stream I can remember to say happy birthday, and it helps me remember to actually tell them happy birthday. And they're like, we're on the list? I'm like, yeah, you've been my bonus kid since you were in the 6th grade. Of course you're on the damn list. And they're like, it was really cool. That is so awesome, John. That actually is kind of what happened here. The man behind the curtain had never done anything in the least bit witchy. He grew up in a, Methodist or Baptist home? I can't remember. Yeah. Detached Baptists who never actually went to church. But someone in the family, we will not name names, had rather evangelical leanings, but they never actually went to church. So all of this witchy shit is kind of a thing. And then his ex was equally so. That is awesome. And then he and I get together. Or the kids and I move in, and we're talking about my religion and that, and he just offhand says, I think if I ever had a pentacle, I'd probably wear it. Mind you, I was in the process of ordering some witchy stuff, and on the website there was a pentacle pendant for $1, and I'm like, yep, that's going in the cart. So the order arrives, and I'm going through it, and I pull out the pendant and a cord, because I'd done that too. I was smart. And I'm like, hey, I got this for you. And I toss it to him. And he's like, what? Catches it. And he goes, oh, cool. And then I'm like, yeah, here. And I gave him the cord. And he's like, yes. Puts it on the cord, ties the knot in the cord, puts it on. And he's like, that's so cool. Meanwhile, his ex is sitting there going, and just gets furious. Starts bitching me out because she's been trying to get him to wear a cross for years and he wouldn't. And then I just jokingly toss him one and say, hey, this is for you. And he put it on immediately. Because, well, yep. But yeah, so he didn't do that shit. And then that was, good night, Aspen. I'll talk to you soon. And then, then he built my circle in the backyard. This was 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And so he builds my circle, and he still, I'm a reader in that, but he never did anything with it. And then Yoga with Die is born. When did you start playing with the cards? That's right. I hear you, John. I would do the same thing. But so he started reading cards when his best friend was living with us because, well, I read, his friend reads, and he was like, I want to do it too. Yeah, basically it was, with us both doing it, he kind of wanted to know what was so fascinating about it, and he finally started looking into it, and he's like, hey, I actually kind of like this. I absolutely love his door spell. Dude, it is awesome. Just watching her bounce off the door was awesome. It really was. The open door. She went to step through the front door of my house and bounced. And hello to you too. So yeah, that was entertaining. Oh, but yeah, I have one other friend who... I have one other friend who is equally adept at writing spells. And yeah. I am terrified of putting the man behind the curtain and my other friend together because I have a feeling that the two of them could craft some spells that would knock some shit loose. Actually, that could be fun. Oh, excuse me. The Dr. Pepper is so talking back. I am so sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so. Oh, that's hilarious. The views are 369 right now. That's kind of funny. I need to take a quick head call, and I'm sure the puppers need to at least go pee on the tree, and we have half an hour until podcast, so I am going to take a very brief break of like 2-3 minutes to maybe refresh my coffee. I haven't decided, and then get the dog. Are you objecting to me calling you a doggo? Get the furry children out to go potty. Go grab coffee, John. We're going to take a coffee break and we will be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. I can't not do that. Great minds think alike. Oh, shit. My earbud died. Give me a second, babe. Hi, I'm back. All right. All right. All right. Apparently, my earbud case is not charged. There we go. Nope, you're still not connected. What the fluff?
You walked out of range.
I know, but I also just put the other earbud in, so it should have connected. One of those days. Technology hates me. Come here. There we go. Now it's connected. Yes, the bit above it. Not yet. All right. And apparently the blonde, the big blonde, doesn't want to come in the house. I love her. Oh, yes, I did see that, hun. So, yeah. I found a box to put the rocks in. Another box. You know what? Nah. I'll put those in something else. Figure it out. Alright, there we go. Yes, I did, though. Okay. Alright. Yes, I can see something now. Hey, Will, I see you. Yes, mods, please take a break. Go rest your eyes for a minute. Stare at the wall 10 feet away. It does help. Arg. Bonus kid just got home, so the dogs are very happy. They love him. He is such a good kid. Sarge adores him, which is interesting because Sergeant does not like men. He typically very, very, very about them, but he likes the bonus kid. Not complaining. Oh, what are we doing here? Okay, so. Oh, doggies no has water. That is another thing I'm looking forward to when the heat finally breaks and goes away. Everybody in the house will stay slightly better hydrated. Awesome. Glad you're here, Mimi. Everybody's kind of trickling back from a break because, well, I'm pretty sure we all needed a bio break. Maybe a snack break. I'm looking at that orange that I have that's supposed to go for my simmer pot. All right. Oh! We were discussing the, TBR pile. How do we want to randomize the books? I know we had a few votes for doing both witchy and yoga. Hey, John. What, Amy? But I'm trying to figure. Yep. Random. Whoops. Might help if I could type. There we go. They're still green. I kept the two that were ripe, and I ate one, and the next morning the other one was gone. I think I know what happened to it. So I'm not going to worry about it over much. Boop, 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 bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Because I'm thinking I'm going to do, like... There we go. Yeah, that one will work. Oh, nice. Hey, Mackenzie. We're doing pretty good here. I'm just trying to figure out because one of the things we've been talking about in my regular live streams, I have this wonderful library here that has a bunch of witchy and yoga books to it. I need incentive to, read most of them because I haven't in many years. And so we're going to start just kind of randomly going through books. And I'm trying to figure out how to randomize it and how to do it. And, well, we'll figure it out, won't we? Hello, you can shut up now. And then in about 15 minutes, we will be moving on to the Die the Yoga Witch podcast, where we are talking about, if I remember correctly, the witch's path, the path of the witch. Pretty sure. Oops, that's not what I want. Dun, dun, dun. Ah! Scrolling up to the top. That was not what I wanted. There's what I'm looking for. Ha! Yep, Whispers of the Wild, unlocking your inner witch. That is what we are talking tonight. Huh. Yeah, I know, I thought about that too. I'm honestly thinking I'm going to give each book a number. And then I'll use, like, because I just got this. And you may be on the young end of our preferred age range, because I do swear like the sailor I once was. Other than that, we really don't talk about adult topics in here, so you should be safe. My concern is make sure your parents would not have an issue with you being here, because we do talk about paganism and witchcraft and the practices therein. I am a tarot card reader, and that is kind of what we do here. But otherwise, mostly kid-friendly other than language. There we go. Let's see, but so I'm gonna figure out how to randomize my books, and then do we want to do a book a month or a book a week? Who did what with how many hamsters, darling? I don't know what he said, but that's okay. So those are the decisions I need to make. I will. That's what I'm leaning towards. I will put a poll up in the YouTube community, potentially on social media. It is a lot of extra work, but I am one that I do not see any of those books that I could not finish in 2 days, depending on how much time I dedicate to reading. My fear, though, is I'm going to start reading them and get sucked into it and not realize it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, damn it, where'd I put the notebook? My brain just threw something at me again, and I want to write it down so I don't forget it. There's the notebook I want. Okay. I have no idea where this is going to go, but it's an interesting idea. Come here, pen. Yeah, that's true too, Amy. No shit. So the man behind the curtain is currently talking to the bonus kid. And all I caught of this conversation through this, because they're in the other room, was once she's big enough to split them. And I'm like, what the fuck are we splitting? Anyway. Oh, that sounds good. Okay. I'm writing that one down. 54 Devils. A book that I want to reacquire is the 12 Lessons of Merlin. That was a really interesting book. And with, the familial connection to the Pendragons, I have a mild obsession with King Arthur and his lore. Oh, and dude, we kind of figured out part of why my numbers have tanked this month. Apparently, YouTube threw this freaking age verification thing into the algorithm, and now if you don't explicitly say, yes, I am over the age of 18, you don't see jack diddly shit. Understanding Tarot is one that has been, I want to see if that's the one I think it is, because I have a feeling that one has been on my wish list for ages. Pam Richards. Parm Richards. Nice die. Yeah, there it is. Yes, that is one of them that I have been looking at. I have also been looking at Guided Tarot, a beginner's guide to something. Card meaning spreads and intuitive exercises. Ooh, a box set that has the book and a Rider-Waite Smith deck. Dude. Yeah, I've got some books that I really want to pick up. Again, I want to say if you check out the link tree, thank you, love. If you check out my link tree, oh, I know. If you check out the link tree, I believe I have links to my Amazon wish lists, and I keep them pretty much updated because, well, it's kind of nice to have them there. I also have a shop attached to my link tree these days. I am so happy about that. Oh, what the fluff. Nope. Nope, not the right one. So I will have to share the correct one later. All right, y'all. No. I was going to remind him, say that I need to fix this because I feel funny. You can tell I've been drinking my soda because I've got, lipstick and shit above my lip. Views is 411. Okay. Nope. I am not talking about Charlie Kirk right now. Thank you. Nope. Podcast. Hey, cat's back. Ooh, nice. Oh, you lucky SOB. That is cool. The witchy books that I want to get autographed are actually by one of my all-time favorite paranormal romance authors. Before she went to writing paranormal romance, she was a nonfic. She wrote craft books. I refer to it as craft books or craft stores because, it's a little easier to get away with. What are my thoughts on cheese curds? I don't really have them. I will say that I absolutely cannot touch cottage cheese anymore after I was at the Tillamook Cheese Factory and realized that cottage cheese was essentially just curdled milk. Nope. But I have heard of them. I have not tried them yet. To my knowledge, they're similar. In a way, they are similar to matzo sticks, and they are deep fried cheese curds. I might be able to do that. I know it is, but it's the texture of the cottage cheese, and that it's still got milk. Nope. That's where my autism rears its very evil head. That could be cool, John. Yep, curds and whey. And sat down, and along came a spider and sat down beside her. And all right. Do we want to take... Okay. Oh no, I am not laughing at his death. And I am not being nonchalant. I feel very, very, very bad for his children. But I am not discussing him. Do not throw the fact that I am here to spread love, joy, and kindness in my face as why I should be talking about this shit. I am not a politics person. I am not a politics content creator. Not in this live. You want to talk politics with me? Show up for my Bitchin' Witch on Saturday nights. Ooh. Yes, your debit card should probably stay home. Because, yeah, you should go visit the shop. You should go visit the shop. If nothing, for North, have you been there before? That's my first question. Because if you haven't been there before, definitely go visit and definitely leave your card at home. Because then you can go in and look around or set a budget with yourself. Kind of the way I do when I go to the casino. Hello, Avnish. Poutine sounds interesting. But when I would go to the casino, the man behind the curtain used to be a slot machine technician and repaired them. And when I would go to the casino, I would make sure that, I had a set amount of cash that I would feed into the machine. And when I ran out, that was it. I was done. All right. Nope. No, you did not just give me that mental image. Whoever you were, I do not need to know that about the Swedish chef. No. So the man behind Chef Meatballs. Nope. Muppet Meatballs. No. Please, can we not? I am not up for this. Hello, baby boy. Who's your good boy? You want Mama Boo stuffs? There goes. Welcome. You want your bed now? There goes. Oh, hi, baby. Yep. So one of the extras up here, when the man behind the curtain said Swedish meatballs, my brain, one of them went, ooh, Swedish chef balls. No. What's the matter, baby? Do you want to come? Oh. Do you want Knuckle? Come here. Oh, sorry, baby. Oh, I know what you guys are bitching about. No, sweaty balls. Hi, what are we doing here? What? Oh, really? That explains it. That's okay. We are going to be moving over to the podcast now. Hi, what? Oh, I know you got a potty. I know, and you guys are so hungry. I know. Oh, we're so awful and mean to you. I know. Oh, we're such horrible people.